violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
This noon, police are looking for leads in a deadly shooting that left one man dead and sent a woman to the hospital. Channel 2 Steve Gelbach is live in Southeast Atlanta. And Steve, you talked to a neighbor who actually heard the shots.
One man dead, woman left in a hospital. I've told you guys before, anybody can get it. To me, that situation sounds like brother might have had ops, and the ops spun on him and the woman was with him. So like I said, the op culture is deleting a lot of the people in the community, and it's putting the women in harm's way.
About 20 of them, Sophia, and so far there have been no arrests. We know that there was one man killed outside this biker clubhouse. He's been identified as 44-year-old Lloyd Swain Jr. of Fayetteville. There was also another woman shot outside in this parking lot, and there may have been a third victim. Bullets went flying around 2 Sunday morning between the Driftwood Sports Bar on Moreland Avenue and the clubhouse of the Strikers Motorcycle Club next door.
There was some crossfire between bars.
Yeah. Atlanta police collected.
So as you can see, it is a community motorcycle club, bikers club. A lot of brothers on there, rocking with the Harley Davidsons. And this just doesn't happen at these other motorcycle clubs. You know, even though they're listening to rock and roll, screamo, heavy metal, you don't see this type of activity there. And I know everybody's going to mention that one time where, oh, there was a huge brawl and everybody got off because nobody ratted. Yeah, that was one instance. But think of how many clubs in the community are getting shot up every single day, every single weekend. It's embarrassing.
Evidence at the huge scene well into the morning. They found shell casings both outside the bar and at the biker hangout.
It's apparent that there was some sort of a dispute. What the dispute was about, we are unclear of at this time.
A neighbor who lives right behind here told me she heard about 20 shots overnight but did not want to go on camera. Now, there have been other shootings, other problems here at the sports bar, but everyone I talked to says they've never had a problem with anyone at the motorcycle club. They stay to themselves up there, and there's never been an issue with the two groups fighting between each other. None of the motorcycle club members would talk to us about the victim, Lloyd Swain Jr. He was outside the clubhouse when he was shot, taken to Grady Medical Center where he later died. The second victim was in the parking lot of the sports bar. She was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
She was self-transported by a friend to Atlanta Medical Center in a personal vehicle.
Police are also checking with another man who showed up at the hospital with a gunshot wound. They want to talk to him to find out if he was involved in the shootout, and they're still trying to sort out who was shooting at who and why. Investigators check for possible surveillance video here to see if those cameras captured any of that shooting outside, but I learned that all the outside cameras at least were not working. Live in Southeast Atlanta, Steve Gelbach, Channel 2 Action News.
Steve, thank you.
The search right now for a killer in North Fulton County. Channel 2's Mike Buchanan broke news of the deadly shooting on Twitter today. New since noon, he's live in Alpharetta with the concern from neighbors about what happened. Mike.
Aaron, Alpharetta police still have this townhome cordoned off here at Academy Street and Wade Creek Drive. It's inside of that home where they say someone shot a person to death earlier this morning. Neighbors tell us they are very concerned.
And these are now nice townhomes. This is in Alpharetta, Metro Atlanta area, which is supposed to be relatively safe. But these super gremlins are leaking out everywhere. And they're bringing mayhem wherever they land. You know, we talk about housing discrimination. We talk about redlining. We talk about gerrymandering. We talk about all of these different factors that have inhibited people of the community from getting homes in nice places. And the issue is, when you see this type of activity, although it's not coming from everybody, it's enough to make landlords and property managers second guess. And that's pretty much all they need. I mean, we just did a story on a sister who was evicted because, and then, you know, she was being evicted and then she dismembered her landlord. So, and I'm not saying that's what happens in every situation, but guys, go back to my live stream where I spoke on black women being the most evicted. It's a real situation, and I don't know who was involved in this one, but I'm going to assume that they didn't own this property.
It is nerve-wracking, and you're not used to it.
Channel 2 Action News was the first to respond to the Preserve at Academy townhomes Thursday morning after learning of the shooting that has Anne Marie Giordano and her neighbors so worried.
And it's very sad, and it is very scary because this is a very high populated area for kids.
Alpharetta police tell us they got a call just before 10.
911 call from a concerned citizen stating that they had either heard a gunshot or a loud noise coming from the area here.
Police cordoned off the complex and began their investigation.
We were treating this initially as a shooting incident. I can confirm that we have one deceased person on scene inside the townhome, and therefore we have started a full homicide investigation at this point.
I mean, I think it's kind of scary, especially to know that it is a homicide.
Mike Denton lives next door to the townhomes.
It's just nerve-wracking.
Denton told me he didn't hear anything suspicious Thursday and is concerned about what happened.
I've never had any problems here. You know, it is a safe area.
And in the last 10 minutes, I got off the phone with the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office. They tell us they are still getting ready to perform an autopsy and are not releasing the identity of the victim until they have a chance to speak to family members. Reporting live in Alpharetta, North Fulton County, Mike Pachenik, Channel 2 Action News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Who attacked developing this evening. Police are looking for a person who attacked two people, then fired shots on a busy street in Midtown Atlanta. Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez is live on 12th Street. Taisha, a victim told you how he tried to fight off the attacker.
And this is what I be talking about. We need a secession from the city of Atlanta, Midtown, Buckhead. We gotta do our own thing, guys, because we saw what happened to Chris Eberhardt in Buckhead last week. When are we gonna say enough is enough? We need our own police force. We need to clean up the streets. We need our own DAs. We need our own everything, our own mayor, because the city of Atlanta, they can't control what's going on, and law and order and justice needs to be brought to the forefront of Atlanta.
Matt, that victim was walking on this sidewalk right by this apartment building when he said an armed robber walked up to him and they started fighting. A gun went off. One of those shots hit this glass door, shattered it, and now residents are being told they've got to use another entrance.
And he started shooting at me, and he shot at me 3 times.
Police say a gunman attacked Marcel Gigopoli and his friend while they were walking by the 12th and Midtown apartment building on Saturday night.
So you see how these super gremlins are victimizing brothers. They're targeting the good brothers, the educated lames, right? They're putting our good brothers in harm's way. This seemed like a good brother now. The way that he speaks, the way he articulates himself, his concern for his community. And it's just another example of the worst of us preying on the best of us.
He only told Channel 2 Action News what happened when the gunman walked up to them.
I thought it was a friend at first, but then when he was sticking him up and pushing him against the glass, I saw that he had a Glock in his right hand. So that's when I jumped on him and I tried to fight him at first.
While they were fighting on this sidewalk, Jacopoli says he kept his eye on the gun.
My first priority was to get the Glock out of his hands, and I wasn't able to do that.
Hand-to-hand combat. Shout out to this brother. He fought for his life. I'm so glad, so thankful that he was able to live through this situation, because we all know that these super gremlins don't care. And I believe if you don't fight back, they'll delete you anyway. So you might as well fight back, because these super gremlins are on demon time.
He threw me off, something like that, and he started shooting at me.
Police say it was an attempted robbery, and the suspect fired the gun 3 times. One of those shots shattered this front door to the apartment building.
Glass broke. Family was coming through the lobby or coming through the door. Some of the glass fell on a young girl, young toddler, maybe.
Grady paramedics treated the girl for some cuts right here on the scene. The victim told me he was surprised that this happened to him at 8 p.m. in this busy Midtown neighborhood.
Yep. They don't care. They don't care. Not a care in the world.
Why somebody would be that bold to do that in Midtown? Like look at, we're right across from the Four Seasons from 14th Street. That's the business district, and it's kind of weird that somebody would do that here.
It's not weird. It's that the super gremlins have been emboldened.
Police are looking for this armed robber, but right now they don't have much of a description to go on, and that's really scaring residents who live here in 12th and Midtown. They said that they are frightened about what happened, especially because he got away. We're live in Midtown.
Damn.
Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News, Night Beat.
News exclusive right now. We are now seeing the moment a gun battle erupted between 2 rival gangs. Look at this video we received in the last 20 minutes. Several people start shooting, and this is in the middle of the day. There's even a child in the back seat of one of those cars.
Wow. These super gremlins endangering their children. Open gun battles in the middle of the day. You can't make this stuff up.
Channel 2's Michael Seiden is live outside Atlanta Police Headquarters with how Atlanta Police used the video to track down and arrest those shooters.
And Karen, we've been working this story all day. In fact, we just got the video in the last 10 minutes, that wild shootout between 2 rival gangs. It's happening in broad daylight. As you mentioned, there was a child in the back of one of those vehicles. Now, fortunately, no one was injured. But tonight, a police captain tells us that good police work has gotten the suspects off the streets. When Atlanta police responded to a gun battle between 2 rival gangs in May, they used this surveillance video from Joseph E. Boone Boulevard to build their case against the shooters.
Every single individual is sagging in this video. These super sagging gremlins are on demon time.
Sprayed bullets all over the street. In fact, as the shooters exchange gunfire, we see a woman run for cover as her SUV rolls across the street. Fortunately, no one was hit. But since then, Atlanta police have been working around the clock. And this week, they arrested the suspected shooters in the video. Among the suspects, 22-year-old Andre Hill, a documented gang member who police say has played a role in multiple violent crimes across the city.
Andre Hill is a bad apple. He's someone that's been on our radar for quite some time, and he is in a gang in what we call Down for Whatever. It is a hybrid gang here in the city of Atlanta that's responsible for several violent crimes.
Captain Ralph Woolfolk says the arrest of Hill is part of the city's ongoing effort to combat gang violence.
Gang experts and our detectives and officers do a phenomenal job in their enforcement initiatives. Just last night, we were able to make 19 additional arrests in the city of Atlanta on a gang operation that we conducted here in the city.
Tonight, Hill is being held in the Fulton County Jail without bond. But for APD, the work doesn't stop.
Whenever we can take a person like Andre Hill into custody, that's a great day for the city of Atlanta. We'll continue those types of initiatives. We'll continue those types.
And he had like a makeshift Pooh Shiesty mask there. Sagging his pants. Pooh Shiesty mask. Pooh Shiesty mask. Pooh Shiesty mask.
It's a great day for the city of Atlanta. We'll continue those types of initiatives. We'll continue those types of efforts to ensure that our city is safe.
Yeah, and tonight we know that Atlanta police tell us Andre Hill, he is a convicted felon with 10 arrests on his record. The other suspects in this case, Terrence Taylor, also a convicted felon with 3 arrests. And finally, Tranquavius Lucas, also a convicted felon.
What? Tranquavius? That sounds like transgender.
And finally, Tranquavius Lucas, also a convicted felon.
My man was struggling pronouncing that name. Sisters, y'all got to do better naming y'all kids.
And he has 4 arrests. We are live tonight in downtown Atlanta. Michael Seiden, Channel 2 Action.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, in school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.